I'm talking now about the fact that $10,000 a month is achievable for pretty much anyone who actually tries to make it. And if you feel offended at that, then this isn't the right channel for you. You should fuck off right now. At the very least, don't be offended, right? If you hear me say this, $10,000 a month is achievable, and you're like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, I'm not sure if I could. Okay, fair enough. You're a little bit of a pussy because you got this limiting belief that you're not worth $10,000 a month and stuff, and it's probably right, but it's the people who, when I say this shit, that they start like bringing up fucking facts and figures, and like they're like, oh no, like they get offended as someone talking about making like a good amount of money. And that this is a good amount. I know to a lot of people this is a crazy, like, you know, mind-blowing, like unreasonable amount of money. There was a video, like, I won't be able to find it now, but there was a random video I watched ages ago, years ago, when I was like in my dropshipping times. This random dropshipper YouTuber was talking about how he went from working as like a pizza delivery boy to making tens of thousands per month, or like even like 100,000 per month, right? And the way he described money just fucking hit me. To be honest, no, I'll be honest. No, I'll be completely honest. I hated that motherfucker with the way he described money. For a while, I thought he was a prick. And this is why, like, I'm saying, like, to the people who are offended at this video, just fuck off. Because at that point, when I was watching that video, I hated this guy because of how he was talking about money. And this was his exact words. He said, when you're making, like, good money, he said, anything below $10,000 a month is broke. $10,000 per month is good money. And he said, like, that's like good enough money. He said 50,000 is like when it starts to get serious. And I was thinking, what a prick. Like, you're fucking lying. No one makes that much money, right? So I hated that guy. And when I look back now, I just think, Hamza, you dumb motherfucker. Because if you listen to him, and if you adopted that same mindset of thinking that $10,000 a month is achievable, you would have hit it a year earlier. So this is to like some random aspiring entrepreneur right now. What is your realistic achievable amount per month? Because if you've got like this small dick energy that the world has gave you, it's not your energy. Any man who's like aspirational, ambitious, and not like stupid will say he'd like to make a good amount of money. Of course you would. And like, fuck off with this idea of like, oh, money's bad, and like, money doesn't make you happy. Shut the fuck up. We're not talking about money makes you happy. Like, money gives you fucking freedom. That's the best thing that you can have in life. So this is important, right? But if you've set goals to make, like small dick goals like I did, make £500 a month, you're going to hit it. You know, £500 a month after a few months of like, I don't know, 1-2 months of like doing something, you're going to hit it, right? If you set the goal for $10,000 per month, you're going to hit it. Of course, you're going to need to put in the work. You're going to need to do the right actions. But the only way that you'll ever make this much money, unless you get completely fucking lucky, which just doesn't happen. Okay, let's assume we're not lucky people. The only way you make this good amount of money is if you set the intention to make this money. So what's going on inside of your brain right now that's telling you not to? Think about, like, do some introspective work on this, because I'm telling you right now, this level of success and wealth that you want, that will change your life, that will change your family's life, that will change your future family's life, and all everything, like part of your life, your friends, everything, your freedom, is based, I promise you, please believe me when I say this, that your level of wealth is based entirely on your mindset. Small dick energy is coming to my channel and being pissed off that I haven't told you like tactics of like how to make this business, Hamza. Can you tell me how to do the eBay business? Like, it's not gonna work, bro. Can you tell me how to be a YouTuber? It's not gonna work. Because the real world is just a symptom of your own mind. I've said this so many times that I don't think people take that as like that's some fucking like $1 million advice. Look around you right now. This is a symptom of your mind. Everything that you're doing right now, it's a symptom of your mind. It's like your self-image. It's what you believe. We're not doing law of attraction type of bullshit here, right? Law of attraction works and it is like real in a sense, but not the term like keyword law of attraction in quotation marks, because if you search for that, you stumble upon these like little feminine pussy, like little scamming bastards who like, their idea of like, you know, manifestation is like, oh, see yourself with the money and then don't do anything, fuck you. The idea is like, you've got to believe that you can make this money and then you got to go and make it fucking happen. But it starts with the belief. You can't make it happen if you don't believe it. So most people, most young guys know, they know. It's not like they're conceived, like, you know, debating it. They know that they can't make 10,000 per month. So they don't ever set the goal to do so. Of course they don't, because you wouldn't set the goal to do so if you knew that you couldn't do it. So they set the goal of like 1,500 per month, something like that, right? The issue with that is like, that's like, it's a nice amount. And, you know, a lot of the young guys, the teenagers who watch me, they've literally asked me to like do videos on like £100 a month or some bullshit. How to make the first 100. Like, trust me when I say like, you're not going to hit it. You're not gonna make $100 per month on YouTube or anything. You know why? Because to make $100 from YouTube, let's say YouTube revenue, right? You make a new account today. To make your first $100, it's gonna take you about 6 to 12 months. Probably closer to 12 months to make $100. So you're gonna quit. Of course, don't be a fucking, but I'm not a quit. Yes, you are. You're gonna quit. Because to work for 12 months to make $100 is fucking bullshit. Of course it is. 12 months to make $100. Your first $100 month of YouTube revenue. It's interesting that if you set the goal to make $10,000 a month, you will make $10,000 a month in 2 years. And you know what's so nice about those 2 years? That you're so motivated and you're so like, you've got this reward that's worth it. The people who quit, let's say going to the gym, this is fantastic. The person who quits going to the gym is the person who's got this small dick energy of like, I don't want to get too big. I just want to have this is the bullshit they always say. I just want to have like toned. I just want to get like toned shoulders and like, you know, the arm and the that's the type of shit they say. You will quit if that's your fucking goal. Like, oh, I have the toned shoulders. What the fuck, bro? How is that so motivational that you'll want to like wake up early and go when you're sore and eat 6 meals a day with high protein? Oh, toned shoulders. You're gonna quit. Of course you are, because the reward's not that great. I was a complete and utter pussy procrastinator when I started lifting weights. It should have been impossible for me to get to this point. Honestly, it should have been impossible. I wasn't doing anything productive back then. Do you want to know the one single reason why I think I got to this physique where I am today? Because as soon as I started lifting, I said to myself that I wanted a 10 out of 10 body. Now that is a pursuit worth the thousands of workouts. That is a pursuit. When I was tired, I still went to the gym. When I didn't want to go to the gym, I still went to the gym. When I felt like shit, when I took weeks off and with depression and everything, but I never quit. It was always this mindset, I'm never going to quit weightlifting, because the 10 out of 10 physique is like, that's like a priceless, if you had to put a price on that, it'd be worth like $1 million or something to have a 10 out of 10 body. That reward was worth the effort. The little small dick people who say like, oh, but you know, I don't want to get too big. You'll never get close to being too big. You'll never even make progress in the gym because you've set your level of reward so damn low. It's like going to like an arcade or a game or something, and it's like pay with energy, with time, with, you know, whatever we do, whether we're trying to make money or gains or whatever, we've got to pay with energy, time and effort and everything, right? So it's like going to an arcade saying, okay, pay $5 and do a bunch of bullshit. You're gonna have to stand here for an hour and stuff, and then you might win $6. Well, you'll say, no, fuck you, but what the fuck? Like, that's not worth my time. I'm not gonna do that shit. And that's exactly the same. Like, you are the master of this arcade game, and you're saying to yourself, like, instead of making the reward 10,000, you're literally small dicking yourself and saying, $1,000 a month is more reasonable. What the fuck is that, bro? Like $1,000, yeah, it's like for some like cultures and stuff, it's like pretty good, but it's like, how is that gonna motivate you when things get hard? Okay, now you've just about gotten the same wage as you probably could have gotten anyway if you just got a normal job. You have to think bigger. You need, first of all, before we discuss anything, you need just like this growth mindset. You need this understanding that you can achieve something. You can like put in the work to be a YouTuber. Whatever it is, I know that I can do it. This was a mindset that I had when I was still living in Manchester, my student city, and I was still in like a dopamine fiend, smoking weed every day. And I was learning how to code, and I was learning how to drop ship. I was learning how to be a fucking rapper. I was literally researching this shit, and it fucking hit me that I had this belief. This is a big dick belief that I used to have. I'm using a lot of like dick size analogies today. I don't know if that's like sexist or that's me promoting blue pill culture of me like, what's that word? Shaming men. I don't know, but the mindset I had was I was learning how to drop ship and all this, and I was like, I knew for a fact that I could make a good living, I could get a good amount of success from anything that I chose, with the underlying assumption that I would work on it for like 4 to 8 hours per day. What about you? What I just said then, do you agree or do you not agree? You could go for pretty much anything that's like reasonable. You could become a pretty famous YouTuber, TikToker, author, basketball player, whatever it is, if you put in the work for it. Or do you think like, no, Hamza, actually there's a study that said like genetics or something? Well, fuck you. Which one is it? Big dick or small dick? Which one do you want, bro? Because so many guys are voluntarily small dicking themselves. Oh no, I can't. Hamza's wrong because you can't be an astronaut when you're 30. Shut the fuck up, bro. You're rejecting yourself. The amount of guys who reject themselves is fucking insane. Like, this is all about your belief. A guy sees a pretty cute girl, and instead of allowing her, instead of like going up, speaking to her and actually seeing if you guys vibe together, the guy rejects himself in his mind first. Men do that same concept of like rejecting themselves in their mind with like everything, all parts of life. Oh, meditation doesn't work. Oh, I couldn't go to the gym. I'm not strong enough. I couldn't make this much money because I live in India, bro. Is there someone who makes $10,000 a month in India? Yes. So shut the fuck up. You can do it. I couldn't attract her. Is there a brown guy who fucks white women? Yes. So you can do it. But Hamza, I'm bald. Is there a bald guy who fucks? Yes. So you can do it. Hamza, I'm short. Is there a short guy who fucks? So you can do it. It's all about whether or not you believe it first. It's time that you put in some real fucking introspective work. This is when I say, like, look to the wall, like, look at the wall. This is, like, the best advice that I've gave on YouTube, and I don't think many people have taken it. It's time you take a step back away from the screens, turn off YouTube, sit there with a pen and a piece of paper and ask yourself, what are your beliefs about yourself? What do you think is possible and what do you think is impossible? And then maybe have some accountability to send it to someone who's not, like, a small dick loser, who will tell you, like, why do you think that's impossible? Like someone else has done that. But now, that's step one of this plan of making $10,000 a month. And when people ask me for advice on being an entrepreneur and businessman and YouTube and everything, this is the number I tell them. I wish that this was my goal first. I got lucky in the sense that I got here without this goal. My goal was £500 per month. I hit £500. I ended up, just after hitting £500, I coached an entrepreneur who like does sales and everything. He was making literally 20 times per month more than I was making. I was making about 690 pounds is what I made in December 2022. In December 2022, I made 690 pounds. My goal for that month was 500. So yes, I beat the goal. Everyone's so happy for me. You think that that's a lot of money. 690 pounds from YouTube, how did that change my life? I make 690 pounds. A week later, some guy buys my coaching for like £80 for the month, something like that. So I was working for like £10 per hour, something equivalent. And he tells me that he's making 10k a month more. His words, my first 10k was like this and this, and you know, this was my belief. And he was telling me like, you just have to believe and you just have to set the goal. That same month in January, I went from £690. In January, I made £1,550 and 44 pence. If you think I'm lying, you've got a small dick, bro. I'm not told one single lie on YouTube yet. £1,550 and 44 pence I made the next month. I more than doubled. I almost 2.5 times my income because I just believed that I could do. Now my income from January, I'm currently recording this in December, is more than 10 times that. I have 10 times my income in 12 months. Because I believed that I could do it. And you know what's very, very interesting? You know what's so interesting? The amount I'm making per month right now has not really changed for the last couple of months. Because I have simply not set the goal to increase it. I'm playing like a longer game right now. But it's so interesting that I can literally look at my chart of how much I've made. And it directly correlates towards what was simply just my goal. There's like old school success gurus, and the word like success guru, finance guru, like it pisses some people off in the modern, small dick people in the modern day, where they're like, oh, gurus, like they're fake and shit. Shut the fuck up. There's this guy called Brian Tracy. This is like a legit guy. He doesn't sell like fucking courses or anything, right? And he's made multiple books. This is like old school type of shit where this guy's telling you like, no, you can be successful. You get to work an hour early and leave an hour late. This is like all that type of era, right? And he would literally give accounts of like these salesmen and everything, where they would set the goal to make $5,000, they would make it in the first couple of weeks, and then they would fuck around for the next like 1 or 2 weeks for the month because they had made $5,000, and then they'd make $5,000 again and again and again. It was all about their belief. It was all about their goal. The same person, when they're coached and they're told, okay, set your goal to 25,000, they're like, oh my God, no, it's impossible. I couldn't do 5 times. But like, you know, you convince them, okay, just set the goal to 25,000, work for it. They achieve it. And even if they don't, bro, even if they don't, he was getting 5,000 consistently. Now he's getting like 18,000. The same concept was drilled into me by Tim Ferriss. And Tim Ferriss is actually, in the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, near the end of it, he actually refers to the book that's actually very much changed my life. And it's the go-to book. Like, if you were getting my coaching and you were paying me thousands of dollars, this is one of the books that I recommend. It's like a fucking secret book that almost no one knows about. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I'm not going to link it, just go find it online. You know, fuck, that's a very, like, big dick fucking statement. Like, I'm like a fucking YouTuber who's like, oh, like, links in the description. I don't give a fuck, bro, whatever. Like, I'm authentically not trying to make much more money. Like, it's zero thoughts in my mind to make money because I make more than enough passively. We're setting up some long-term stuff, so you know that I'm not fucking desperate for, like, affiliate links. Like, £1 something per sale, I don't give a fuck, bro. But this book, The Magic of Thinking Big, it's just these old school guys who are literally just telling you, like, no, like, you can do it. You can achieve what your goal is. Now, some dickhead is going to comment like, oh, so Hamza, I'm black, so you think I can, if I set the goal to be white, like, shut the fuck up. Who like, some motherfuckers say, oh, Hamza, do you think I can get a Lamborghini tomorrow? Shut the fuck up. Don't criticize someone who's saying, like, to believe in, like, I say I believe in you. Don't throw it back to me with this stupid idea of, like, but do you think I can just wish a Lamborghini in my house tomorrow? Like, of course not. It's not that you can just suddenly get something or that you can get something which is well and truly impossible. Whatever you think is impossible usually isn't, right? Impossible is literally like I just used the impossible example of the black guy turning white, but it's like, that's not even impossible. So you see, like, whatever you think is impossible usually isn't. But these, like, little small dick people, they'll throw it back at me with this idea of, like, oh, but see, Hamza, like, my edgy example of, like, why you can't just wish for what you want with the right mindset and the right belief. When you set the goal, the idea isn't like to just get the fucking Lamborghini tomorrow. The goal and the belief is just that you simply can do with the right amount of work required for it. I told you, like, when I was living in Manchester and I believed that I could do anything, right? The reason why I chose YouTube is because I started to see that I could become a success in whatever it was with enough work. I am not, like, musically talented whatsoever. I'm not, like, a good rapper or anything, right? But I knew for a fact that I could make it in, like, the rap industry. And that's not even, like, if you think that's cocky or something, it's like, it's just the truth. With my work rate, 4 hours, waking up at 5 a.m., 4 hours of deep work and stuff, bro, of course I could. TikTok dancing, of course I could. Clinical psychologist, of course I could. Therapist, of course I could. But that isn't me saying that, oh, I'm just going to have it tomorrow, like, without the fucking work done. It's like me saying I could do if I put in the work for it. Then the big question comes. This is when now you're above every fucking entrepreneur and student and pretty much the majority of people. If you've got to this point so far, if you're with me right now and you're like, yes, Hamza, I agree with you. I could do whatever I wanted as long as I put in the work. Now we're getting into, like, spiritual fulfillment, and this is, like, next level kind of stuff. Forget 10,000 a month. That's, like, insignificance to what we're going to discuss now. Spiritual fulfillment, like, I don't know even how you'd explain it, but now you have the final freedom in your life to choose. Okay, you can pretty much do what you want, so now you get to choose. You can become a success in what you want. So what exactly is it that you want? This is now next level shit. Instead of being a normal person who thinks about the reward that they want, so the reward is 10,000 a month, right? That's medium dick energy. You want to know what big dick energy is? Now it's specifically thinking, what problems do you want to solve for the rest of your life? Because you know that you can go down any career, any business, because with enough work, you'll learn it, right? Even if it's about gardening. With enough work, you'll learn enough about gardening and all the ins and outs of the gardening business to make a success. If you can believe that, as well as you can believe that you could become a rapper with enough work and learning the ins and outs and everything. Now you finally have the freedom to actually choose exactly what is it that you want, because either way, the end reward of these different careers and stuff is success, it's wealth, it's freedom in a sense, right? But now you can go one big step further than that and actually think to yourself, what problems do you want to solve? No one does this. Average people, go to the education system and they think, what do they want? Oh, I want a well-paying career. The company car, free fruit Fridays. So they go down the degree that they want. Businessmen, like aspiring businessmen and entrepreneurs, like medium to small dick energy entrepreneurs. I want to make money. I want to make YouTube videos. That's what you want, but what specifically is it of the downsides that you want it? Because your life is always going to have downsides. You need to understand this. You're always going to go through problems. Now you're getting one huge step in front of everyone else where you're thinking, what type of problems do you want to solve? I didn't want to solve the fucking problems of being a coder. Of like just being sat at my desk like 10, 12 hours like a fucking software developer of like every Indian and every Pakistani guy's doing this now. Like, I'll make your website for $100 or some bullshit. I didn't want to solve that shit. I'm not a fucking like little desk type of guy. They're like, the huge level rewards are just waiting for the people who believe that they can get it. And this is where the magic of thinking big comes. If you believe that everything that I've just said, if you agree with it, then the simple question is then why not just think bigger? Why not just set bigger goals? Why not set your goal to have the most perfect 10 out of 10 body? The reason why you haven't set that goal, even though you're going to say the small dick answer of like, but Hamza, I don't want to be that big or whatever. Like, I prefer this body. No, you don't, bro. No, you fucking don't. If you could have a 10 out of 10 aesthetic body right here, right now, you would take it. You don't want to do the work, and you also feel insecure for the sake of having that goal. The same thing with wealth and success. If you could make 10, 20, 50,000 a month, you would love it. The same thing with women. If you could get the most attractive girl right now, you would love it. The reason why you don't aim for that is because of small dick energy, because you know that it's going to be hard. You believe that you can't do it, and so you're like, I don't actually want that because X. The most beautiful woman's going to have a bad personality. Money's evil. Small dick energy. You're setting a goal no matter what, so why not just make the goal bigger so you finally have the motivation to actually do the hard work required for it? Because £500 per month online doesn't take you out of bed at 5 a.m. $10,000 a month does. The ability to travel the world with no stress does. Fucking 15% body fat with like a little toned arms doesn't get you into the gym on a cold fucking day. The 10 out of 10 physique does. I'm telling you right now that the competition for high level goals is a lot less than you think. The Wall Street Playboys is like this underground finance group, and they've said that the competition to get into the 1% is just negligible. There's not even a real competition. After that, it's cut fucking throat, because when you're in the top 1% of people, let's say top 5% to be realistic, these are people who dream big. These are people who probably have good genetics too. These are people who've like started well, their family's rich and everything. Fair enough. It's hard to move from the 5% to like the 0.1%. It's very hard. That's like Olympic level. Let's say 1% is like Olympic level. And then there's like, no, sorry. It's like top level athlete in like the local gym or whatever. And then there's Olympic level. There's the best of the best of the best. Competition is cutthroat at the 1% line. But before that, to get into the 1%, to get to like 5%, 10%, come on, bro. You literally just have to set the goal to do it and just not be a dumbass and just put in some work, and you'll automatically get there. One final point I just made, specifically if you've clicked on this video and you really wanted to learn more about like, 10,000 a month and you wanted like some in-depth knowledge about that, the one thing I'll just say is like, it's not going to be in a career. It really just have to be like a business in the terms of like content creation or whatever type of like business or company you're going to start. There's not many careers that will pay 10,000 a month, and the ones that do, there is, some that pay like 120,000 per year salary, but those are some like high level careers. You often don't get into them straight away when you're young, and you have to really like dedicate your life to get into that point. So you go to like university specifically for the software development degree or something, and then you go for this job and you level up in like, I don't know, the top 5 software companies or something like that, right? So it's, if you want to make a good amount of money, $10,000 is a good amount of money, it's probably not going to come from a career. It has to come from business. This is 50 course sales. I sell a course which is $200. $10,000 per month is selling 50 of those courses. That's how much sells passively for me, and like, I don't push it that hard. I sincerely hope if you watched all this video, you're starting to like just realize the importance of mindset. Something like, I've said a lot of words in this video. I hope that something's just clicked inside of at least a couple of guys watching this. Like, the world and the rewards that you want is just theirs it's just yours for the taking if you just think that you're good enough to take it. Most guys see the reward they want right in front of them and say, nope, I couldn't get the reward. like the one guy who believes he deserves it goes out and gets it. You've always wondered how like some guys who aren't really that attractive, they're not really that alpha, they're not really this and that, but they're like you see like some attractive girl's boyfriend and you're like, hang on, like what the fuck? How did he get her? You know how? Whilst you've been spurging out, simping, looking at this girl thinking that you can't get her, this guy walks straight up thinking that he deserves it and he got her. The same with the dumbass who makes a lot of money. The same with the person who makes a lot of success. They literally just thought, yep, someone's gonna get it, why not me? So why not you? Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.